From the memoirs of Irip Maves de Uraid. 1999 AD, the dawn of revival. For several strange hours, the entire planet experiences a phenomenon that appears to be a form of life. Humanity knows they have felt the divine will. An investigation shows that the creature had tried to manifest itself through electronic circuitry. The UN immediately bans all such devices. Despite requiring an overhaul of nearly every industry, few object to the changes. Such was the effect of the dawn of revival on the human soul. Human culture began to deteriorate, and the framework of society began to collapse. That same year, a band of mages calling themselves apostles appeared, and set to work restoring human civilization and culture. Their magic did not require material resources, and they were not frugal. The apostles taught magic to the people, and halted the social collapse. Faith in these apostles grew, and in 2008 they formed what would become known as the Sanctus Populi. Their disciples began to travel the world, spreading their teachings with the conclave's blessing. In Europe, they found an especially devoted following. In 2010, the UN declared sorcery and magic the new standard, and called for all nations to dismantle their traditional weapons and technology. Allowances of a new all-purpose resource called Zeal were issued to each household. This ended one war, but created another. In early 2014, a team of scientists under Vince McDonald completed their theoretical assessment of gear cells. Through the application of magic, they could fuse these cells to the material world, allowing them to reproduce and become at least semi-permanent. This concerned me. Following a successful negotiation, the research data was turned over to the United States of America for more thorough study. In 2016, an experiment with gear cells went awry, and several core team members died or disappeared. Following this incident, research became more difficult, and all projects were frozen. All related data was classified rank A+. In 2042, the military and political influence of the US began to decline, and they reopened the files on gear cell research with an eye for military use. In 2045, the first gear was activated, but it was of little military use. It was ineffective in combat and difficult to control. After several more tests, the first combat-ready gear was unveiled in 2065. Mass production began, and the US deployed their gears to allies across the globe. Then, in the year 2073, a scientist, now known only as That Man, creates Justice, a gear that can command its kin. Before long, however, Justice turns her wrath on humanity. With little documentation of the truth of his research, That Man was labeled a war criminal who had intentionally turned Justice against humanity. As 2074 progressed, Justice took control of gears, one after the other, and soon, war engulfed the entire planet. Humanity had no weapons capable of resisting the gears, and under Justice's command, they crushed human resistance with ease during the Crusades. In my old age, I have taken an interest in this violent, pitiful chapter of our history. After the accident in 2016, one young man was reported dead, but had somehow managed to survive. I thought perhaps that tracking him down might satiate my thirst for knowledge. His name was Frederick, although he does not use that one anymore. His passion shone like the sun to illuminate my path, and so I wanted to bestow upon him a name that reflected that bright light. I hope he approves of it.
Justice, the god of destruction. She wasn't supposed to have a mind of her own, but suddenly she became self-aware, took control of gears across the world, and led a rebellion. That rebellion pushed humanity to the brink of destruction. The Tower of Babel, as designed by that man. It was humankind's arrogance and prosperity that brought down God's hammer. If that happened again, would we stand a chance? No. We have to win. We have to do whatever it takes to win.